So, just before we begin, I was just editing the video and realised that it's super long, so it's going to have to be a two-parter unless you want to watch an hour-long video, and I don't think anyone does. So, this is only part one. Enjoy! Put too much water in my pot noodle. Disaster. Hello everybody, I haven't done a sit-down video in quite a while. I prefer doing sort of vlog style kind of videos, but because of lockdown and isolation and all that, everything is closed, so you can't do vlogs apart from around the house. And I'm not going to lie to you, my days are quite boring. I do puzzles, I read books, I watch Netflix and Disney Plus, I play on the PlayStation, and sometimes I go for a run. That's about it. That's my life. Today I thought I would go through my programmes collection, as done by one of the queens of musical theatre YouTube, Catherine Steele. Legend. I was binge watching a lot of her videos recently and I came across her Playbill collection video and I was like, yes. I'm not trying to like show off and say, oh, I've seen loads of shows and like I'm rich and all this. I'm doing this for my own enjoyment and it's something to do with my day. Because we're in lockdown, can't do anything. And I also haven't been through all my programmes in a while, and it would be quite nice to be like, oh yeah. And yeah, I'm not trying to show off. This is over quite a lot of years. Granted, I did go and see a lot of shows last year, but I also started working full time just before the beginning of last year. So I had more like expendable income that I could just go and see shows. I also live at home, so I don't have to, pay mortgages and all that jazz. Do pay rent though, don't come at me. So yeah, I know that I'm very lucky to be able to go and see shows a lot. But just don't, this is just for my own enjoyment and for anyone else that likes looking at programme collection videos. Because first I thought we'd go through my tickets because they're in the correct order that I've seen shows, and then I'm just going to go through my programmes like A to Z. So, okay, so my first ever show that I went to see, West End show, was I went to see We Will Rock You at the Dominion Theatre in 2013. I went with my dance group, performing arts group. We were in the stalls, row B, which is amazing. Wicked. Went with my nan, Mamma Mia, which was my favourite jukebox musical, because there's two different things, which means I can have two favourite shows. Who knew? Adam's Family Tour at Wimbledon. Mamma Mia again. Wicked again. Book of Mormon. Now, we're now in 2018, so, big gap from that many shows, which is a lot, but, 5 years difference. This is kind of when I started being like, oh my god, I'm obsessed with musicals, I listen to them a lot, I need to go and see more shows, I need to branch out, I need to go and see shows because this is my passion, I love this is my life. Heathers at the Haymarket. Heathers again at the Haymarket. This sounds really sad, but Mamma Mia again, obviously. In the Willows at the Wimbledon Theatre again. Wicked. And then we get to midway through 2019, West End Live. I thought I wouldn't be biased to any shows, even though you'll see how many times I've seen certain shows and which one's obviously my favourite. But I thought I'd wear a West End Live t-shirt. West End Live 2019. Went and saw Waitress for the first time. All went downhill from there. Yeah. So Mark and I were like, for West End Live, we were like, let's go see a show, maybe something that we haven't seen or that I haven't seen because he's seen a lot more than I have. So we were like, a few weeks before they announced that Lucy Jones was going to play Jenna in Waitress in London full time. And I said, you like Waitress, don't you? He was like, yeah, I've been a few times. I think he'd seen it 3 times. I was like, is Lucy Jones good? Because I hadn't ever seen her in anything. I didn't really know who she was. Mark had seen her in a bit. I think he'd seen it, maybe he'd only seen her in one. Whatever. No, I think he'd seen her in Legally Blonde and Wedding Singer. That might be wrong. Mark, correct me if I'm wrong. But he was like, yeah, she's really good. So I was like, okay, West End Live on the Saturday, shall we try and get tickets for Waitress? He was like, yes, let's do it. So we did, and that's where the obsession started. Terrible, honestly. Waitress again. Titanic the musical at the New Victoria Theatre in Woking on tour. Rock of Ages at the Mayflower in Southampton on tour. Right, this is the only one I don't have a ticket for. Phantom. This is the booking reference ticket. We got like a e-ticket. Phantom at Her Majesty's. And then, this is why I said watch this space. Harry Potter Parts 1 and 2. That's the only play I've ever seen. Amazing, honestly. Waitress. 9 to 5. Oh, and Tina. 9 to 5 and Tina we saw on the same day. It was my first ever two-show day, apart from Harry Potter. But I do count it, but like it's also the same show. So it's not. It's 2 parts. They're separate. They're different. But you know what I mean. First ever two-show day. Brilliant times. Great times. On Your Feet at the Coliseum, and then here we go. Waitress on Broadway. And Mean Girls on Broadway. If you haven't seen my Broadway, well, New York vlogs, go watch them. They're a wild time. There was bus, traffic, running, things. There was Bath and Body Works, too much money spent. Central Park, cycling, horses peeing, and obviously the 2 shows we saw. Honestly, go watch. It's a great time. Big, the musical. Waitress. Frenzical at the Worthing Pavilion. Brilliant. Waitress at the Adelphi, by the way. That's where it was. Oh, it's been cancelled. That's where it was. 6. Little tiny weeny ticket. Love it. Oh, and then Les Mis. My first ever time seeing Les Mis. It was the concert at the Gielgud, and it was phenomenal. I'm so glad. It's come out at the moment as a digital version. You can get it on iTunes, Amazon Prime, or Sky TV, buying it on TV, I think. And it's $9.99 for the digital copy of the concert, and £5 goes to charity. So, highly recommend you go buy that, because it was amazing. Yeah. Waitress. Everybody's talking about Jamie. Waitress. Thriller Live. Waitress. Waitress. Matilda. Waitress. God. Waitress again. Only Fools and Horses. Great show. And Juliet, where we got a free upgrade from the Grand to the Stalls. Great times. Thriller Live again. Went with my mum that time. Mamma Mia. This was my first, mine and Mark's first time, apart from booking a day off to see, he went and saw it at Devon Hanson. This was our first time before work, where we went to see a show, like on a work day, at a Thursday matinee, because we don't have Thursday mats where some shows do. So this was that. We saw Callum Heinrich as Sky. We saw him at stage door, and he was like, "Oh my god, you guys work at the Sondheim?" We were like, "Yeah, hi." Yeah, and Mark and I did our theatre crawl, as it were. Again, vlogs on the channel, but that's what these are. 6. Come From Away. Everybody's talking about Jamie. Dear Evan Hansen. Waitress with Sarah Bareilles, Queen. And Juliet again, another free upgrade, 2 upgrades, because someone was sitting, we were upgraded and someone was in those seats, and then we had to be upgraded again. Luckily there was no one in those seats, but Charlotte Ryby from Waitress was sitting in front of us, funnily enough. She'd just left Waitress though, like in December. But I was wearing a Waitress t-shirt, which is a bit awkward. Definitely think she saw it, especially when we came out of the theatre, but no, whatever. Lion King. We all know how the experience before the Lion King went, if you've seen the vlog. Wedding Singer. Lucy Jones at the Adelphi. Yes, that marks the end of Theatre Week. Then got Wicked on a Thursday matinee, because it was half term, so we were, they had a Thursday mat, we had our extra matinee on a Tuesday, I think. So it meant we could go see a Thursday mat of Wicked, which was amazing. And last show that I saw before Isolation, Mary Poppins. That's a beautiful ticket, look at that. So, that's all my tickets. First, Adam's Family Tour in Wimbledon. First time I ever saw Carrie Hope Fletcher perform live, which was amazing. Honestly, when I went with my friend Shannon, if you haven't seen the vlog, go watch the vlog, it's on my channel. And honestly, when Carrie first walked out onto stage, we like grabbed each other. We were like, oh my god, because we were really big, still am, big Carrie fans, and we'd both never seen her live, and it was just so like, that's the person we've been watching on YouTube and admiring for so long as a performer as well, obviously, and we were like, oh my god, this is amazing. So it was a good time. The brochure I actually got was, oh my god, I'm not giving it its best light, am I? It's amazing, like the photo. We were holding these and we were talking to someone, and then a guy came over to us and he's like, can I have a look at your brochure? Because I haven't seen the brochure, I've only seen the programme. I was like, yeah, sure. And he went to this page and he was like, oh, it's got this. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, I was like, oh, they're really cool pictures of the costumes and stuff. And he was like, thanks, I'm the costume designer. And we were like, whoa, okay, brilliant. Next, big at the Dominion. Like I said earlier, I always forget how big that theatre is. Kimberly Walsh, Jay McGuinness, great show. It's not my favourite show, I would say, but like I'm really sentimental over the film. Okay, but it did the film justice, I think. We met some people at stage door. Jay, by the way, is a Hufflepuff. I asked him because I was wearing a Gryffindor jumper. Because he was like, "Oh, cool jumper." I was like, "Ha, thanks. What house are you in?" He was like, "Hufflepuff," and I was like, "What a letdown." He was like, "I'm not a letdown. Hufflepuffs are great." And I was like, "Yeah, but I'm a Gryffindor, so you know, I'm not housist. Okay, I love all the houses. I was just joking. Okay, but yeah, great show. Book of Mormon next. This is a great show. I mean, it's very particular, a very certain type of humour. Oh, that's really cool. Look at that. Latter Day Facts, but it's like a tie because Mormons. That's pretty cool. I also have the brochure that I got at the same time, but I kept it separate because I only I keep my programs together. I have like one from each time that I've gone and seen a show, so this is like a double, as it were, but it's different. But it's also kind of like it's basically, this is what they have on Broadway. So these are all, is that? I don't know. Big old production photos. I can't do this. It's like rehearsal pictures of Broadway and really cool stuff. So yeah, that we have Come From Away. This show is amazing. So like touching. I didn't cry, but I'm a bit emotionless sometimes. But it was amazing. We went on cast change day, so when Alice Fern came in to play Beverly Bass, that was her first night. So many people came to stage door that day. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people signed my program. That is like, that's the most I've ever had sign a program. It was phenomenal. Great experience. Very wild. We were like, what is going on? But yeah, that's such a good show. Highly recommend. I really want to see it on Broadway just because of, you know, obviously the meaning of the show. I really want to see it on Broadway because I feel like I'll feel more like in it in a way. But yeah, the Western version's obviously amazing. Okay, next we have Jevon Hanson. This was amazing. We saw Marcus Harmon. If I can find this picture. We saw Marcus Harmon as Evan because it was a Wednesday matinee. So Sam had he had the matinee off to rest and recuperate because it's a heavy show. And he plays the lead, and basically Evan's on like the whole of the show. It was amazing. I didn't cry, but it's a very touching show. It makes you think. It makes you think. That's what I'm going to say. Next, we have Jamie. This one was with Leighton Williams, I saw. He was great. He took like 100 selfies on my phone at stage door, which was great because I had lots to choose from. Jamie's a great show. It's very English. I love the English humour in it. I feel like a lot of Americans wouldn't 100% understand some of the stuff that they say, but I think that's what's quite great about it. Then Jamie again with Noah Thomas and Bianca Del Rio. An experience that I find very strange, actually, is at shows when there's, I mean, it's often like stunt casting in the UK where it happens. So when when Bianca came on stage for the first time, the whole audience just cheered. They were like, wow, really loud. And I find that very strange. Like, it's not something that English people really do. The time that I experienced it first was at Waitress, when Colleen Ballinger came on. But then in Mean Girls, there wasn't any stunt casting, but when Renee came on as Regina George, or like the Plastics, they all came in together, everyone cheered and shouted. And I just find it very strange. I've not had it very much. The main times were the 2 Broadway shows. Like, I don't know as an actor how they feel. Do they feel like, oh, yes? But I don't know, I feel like it's a bit distracting, and sometimes you can't hear over the music. Oh, another time, I saw a small snippet of Alice Fern doing Defying Gravity in Wicked, that someone had filmed, which obviously it popped up on my Instagram. It wasn't like a whole bootleg, it was just like that snippet. And when she did a really cool riff, everyone was like, woo! But it meant you couldn't hear like the rest of the note. And I know on phones it's a bit different, like how you can hear things, but you know, I feel like it's kind of annoying for people that just want to like hear it, you know? So I don't know how I feel. Next we have Frensical at the Worthing Pavilion. There wasn't a programme, so I had to get their pictures and stuff off the website with their information and kind of make a programme, because I'm a little bit OCD like that. But yeah, that was great. It was so silly and ridiculous, but you know, I recommend it if you like Friends for a laugh. It was really cheap as well, so like, you're not wasting loads of money if you don't like it. It was just silly, and it was great. Okay, next we have Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, all in one programme, which is great, because obviously it's in 2 parts. We only have to buy one programme. Oh, there she is, a legend. That is J.K. Rowling. This show was amazing. I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, you can't really say much. You can't really say much about it because you're meant to keep the secrets. That's like the whole thing. But it was phenomenal. Just the production and everything. I can't even describe it. Like, just go see it. Even if you're not a massive Harry Potter fan, if you're just a really big theatre fan, I think you'll appreciate the effort that went into this show. And if you're a massive Harry Potter fan, definitely go see it. It's a play. It's got music kind of in the background and to make things go along, but it's not a musical. They did have the programme online, so they had the pictures and stuff and the information. I just had to make a little front bit. It was very strange. It's Wind in the Willows, obviously the classic book. They did that, but like a hip-hop version, so the music was like rap and hip-hop and pop. It was great. At first I was a bit like, when I heard the concept I was like, oh my god, what? And then when I heard when it first started, first like 20 minutes, I was a bit like, what is going on? Like, what? But it's really cool because they did sign language in it, so for deaf people, obviously. And I thought that was amazing. Like, the signs were like incorporated into the dance, which was amazing. I think that's a genius idea. But yeah, definitely, if it comes back, definitely go and see it, because it's just a whale of a time. But it was amazing. Also, just look at it. It's gorgeous. At the Palace Theatre. It's just beautiful. So definitely, I recommend that. Next we have Heathers. Obviously I've seen it twice. I only have one programme. I've been desperate to try and find another one, even though the only thing that changes in the programmes from when I saw it the first time to the second time is the bit inside, because there were a few cast changes after the second one I saw. It was amazing. Yet again, Carrie was in it. The second time I went to see it, I did meet her. I was stood against a plant pot and I slid down onto the floor from excitement. She must have thought I was an absolute weirdo. And then, lo and behold, a year later I was working basically alongside her. Not really, but I saw her like on the daily. So, a bit awkward, but it was such a good show. This programme, I'm sorry, but like this brochure, whatever, it's like the best detail of a programme. Like, the pictures are just ridiculous. And it's huge. Like, look at it. Like, look at the detail in that. They've got loads of facts about 1989, all all the like iconic pictures of different songs and like madness. It's amazing. And then like I just can't with the detail and everything. Next we have In the Willows. Again, had to make my own programme. Next we have Les Mis. I'm kind of sad I didn't see the old version at the Queen's before it changed at the Sondheim, because they had the Revolve, and now I've seen how a Revolve works because I've seen other shows with Revolves in. I really think it would have been amazing. But that being said, the Sondheim version, Sondheim theatre version, I don't want to get people confused. The Sondheim theatre version is amazing. But yes, this, the concert. I mean, this is a souvenir brochure. Look how thick it is, like a book. I didn't see Alfie Boe actually. I saw Michael Ball as Javert. I didn't see Alfie Boe as Jean Valjean. I saw John Owen Jones, who was amazing. Matt Lucas, who joined us at the Sondheim for a brief run. He was amazing. Finally met Carrie again. Redeemed myself after Heathers, I think. Although my mum did shout out in the end when they were doing the charity bit. So, love that.
Got me change. Doesn't matter. We take folding. In fact, I prefer folding. But I also know what you're thinking this day and age. I'm like the Queen. I don't carry cash.
Do you take Google Pay?
Well, you have it's my glamorous assistant on technology.
Shan Akko, who is now our Eponine over at the Sondheim as well. Lily is our Cosette. Both phenomenal. I met Shan at stage door for this as well, but she didn't sign this, but she signed her other picture. Katie Seacombe was amazing. John Owen Jones, like I said, amazing. Yeah, it was just so good. Les Mis is just a classic. Like, I know it's depressing and it's long, but go and see it. Next we have The Lion King. This is a spiritual experience. Even if you don't really like The Lion King that much, go and see it purely for the set design, the costumes, the way that they do things. It's kind of like Harry Potter. Like, it's not, but design and just ideas of how to do things, because obviously they're animals. It's just amazing. I love how yellow the programme is. I know that sounds really stupid, but look, it's so cool. It's a classic. Obviously everyone knows the story, and there were no surprises in the story, but just the way they did things, I was like, oh, what? It was amazing. Lucy Jones at the Adelphi. This was a night. I'm going to say again, spiritual experience. It was just the atmosphere and the whole thing. I was just blown away. My brain just couldn't comprehend it. I'm so happy she's releasing it as a live concert album, because I just want to relive it again and again and again. John Owen Jones was there, and Marisha Wallace was there as her guest, which was great. Just some of the songs she sang as well, I was so like, would not have thought that she would sing them, and just wouldn't cross my mind. You'd think of like something from Legally Blonde, something from Waitress, something from Wedding Singer, maybe something from Les Mis. She sang Bring Him Home from Les Mis, which is so random. You'd think, I mean, she played Cosette, but you'd think, if she was going to sing something from Les Mis, she'd sing On My Own or something like that. No, she sang Bring Him Home. So random, but so amazing. She sang Moon River from Breakfast at Tiffany's. She sang, with Marisha, she did Take Me or Leave Me from Rent, which was, honestly, me and Mark were sat there like, the whole time. It was so funny. It was amazing. Just living. She's so talented, it's ridiculous.